for that day when Peter, would bring the second or the third camera in and put it in close on us and say, okay, now it's the most terrifying thing you've ever experienced. It's just this primal fear, and I want you to feel the fear. And he's talking us through this kind of idea of having our kind of spirit and souls and our whole essence disturbed by the presence of this black rider, and realizing that you couldn't just think about that, and you couldn't just feel it, that something was going to happen, that it registered for Peter and on screen. It was an awesome acting challenge. Awesome.
The town of Bree was one of the very first sets that we shot in, towards the end of our first week of shooting.
I think we shot all of Bree, for the most part, the actual city street of Bree in one night. And we have the rain towers, it was mad and crazy.
It blew me away that they could take a very small piece of set and sort of build it into the earth, and then film it and pan off of it, and just trust that digitally the rest of the world would be created beyond that.
The Prancing Pony was, like most of the sets, very authentic, really well crafted. It was a place where you step on the sound stage, you walk in that door to the Prancing Pony, and you're there. I mean, it was so well constructed.
And then we have these massive tables that we sat at, so it made us look small, like we were too small for the big tables. Big mugs and, big plates. It made us feel smaller, and it kind of made that world more realistic for us.
What's that? This, my friend, is a pipe. It comes in pints.
I'm getting one.
It's really nice for the people involved in the Midgewater Marshes sequence to see it back in the DVD.
I think it was important to feel that the journey from Bree to Rivendell was not an easy one.
The Midgewaters were basically us along this journey with Strider, trudging through these kind of marshy, nasty wetlands.
It was freezing cold, and our feet were so cold that you just couldn't feel anything. Meanwhile, you've got Pete Jackson hiding underneath the little trailer, giggling, because he's got his four hobbits and Aragorn, going through this water that stinks, and we're falling over, and Billy fell flat on his back, and it was a rough day. And I remember we all went to the pub that night and were drinking lots of kind of hearty drinks like whiskey and mulled wine and all that kind of stuff, because it just chilled you to your bones.